On September 5th, 2025, we gather once again in remembrance to celebrate lives that shape thought, inspire creativity, and strengthen communities. From poets and physicists to musicians and ministers, their journeys stretched across art, science, politics, and faith. Together, they form a tapestry of human purpose. Each life a story of dedication, imagination, and heart. Today, we honor not just what they achieved, but how they lived, with curiosity, conviction, and compassion. Maxine Clair was a storyteller whose words sang of life's quiet moments, the memories of childhood, the pulse of community, and the complexity of identity. Her acclaimed novel Rattlebone captured the rhythms of African-American life in Kansas City with authenticity and grace. As a poet, she infused her writing with lyricism and humanity, giving voice to stories too often unheard. At 86, Claire leaves behind pages that continue to whisper truth, memory, and music to all who read them. Merwin Coad lived a century of service, as both a man of faith and a public servant, representing Iowa in the U.S. House of Representatives from 1957 to 1963. He brought moral conviction to politics, guided by his Methodist beliefs. His compassion for others and his sense of justice shaped every decision he made. At 100, Coad's life stands as a reminder that leadership grounded in faith can change hearts as well as laws. Susan Firer found poetry in the pulse of everyday life. Her words, often centered on Milwaukee, her beloved city, turned the ordinary into the extraordinary. A former poet laureate, she captured humor, pain, and tenderness in equal measure. Firer's poetry celebrated the act of noticing, of truly seeing the world. At 76, her passing leaves a quieter world, but her verses continue to speak for her, bright, honest, and beautifully human. Few figures in baseball embodied leadership like Davy Johnson. As both player and manager, he achieved greatness, winning the World Series as a player with the Orioles and Mets, and later guiding teams from the dugout with strategy and heart. Beyond the numbers and championships, Johnson was known for his mentorship and analytical mind, bridging old-school grit with new-school intelligence. His passing at 82 closes a chapter on one of baseball's most respected minds, a true steward of America's pastime. Bruce Luce, frontman of the influential band Flipper, gave punk its chaotic heart and rebellious soul. His raw energy, biting humor, and unfiltered lyrics spoke to those who felt unheard. Luce helped define a generation of underground music, where imperfection was truth and noise was art. His death from a heart attack at 66 marks the loss of a counterculture icon, but his sound, unapologetic and alive, will never fade. Dr. Neville Lummin was a leader in plasma physics, whose research advanced our understanding of fusion energy and the potential for sustainable power. A professor, researcher, and mentor, his life's work was dedicated to solving some of humanity's most complex scientific challenges. At 82, his brilliance continues to echo through the innovations he inspired. Proof that science at its best is both knowledge and hope. G.A. Moore was a legend in Texas high school football, the most successful coach in state history. His career was defined not just by victories, but by the hundreds of young athletes he inspired along the way. Moore taught discipline, teamwork, and faith, lessons that lasted long after the final whistle. At 86, his story remains a testament to the power of mentorship and the enduring spirit of the game. Lieutenant General Irvin Rock devoted his life to service and education. A career officer in the U.S. Air Force, he later led the National Defense University, shaping future generations of military leaders. Known for his intellect and integrity, Rock believed deeply in the ethical responsibility of power. His passing at 85 marks the loss of a patriot whose leadership helped safeguard both his nation and its values. Dan Runt lived life at full throttle. As a driver for Bigfoot, he became one of the most iconic figures in the history of monster trucks. Behind the roaring engines and cheering crowds was a man devoted to his craft and his fans. His tragic death in a traffic collision at 61 brings sorrow to motorsport fans worldwide, but his passion, power, and joy behind the wheel will forever be remembered. Mark Volman brought humor, harmony, and invention to rock music. As a member of the Turtles and later Flo and Eddie with Frank Zappa's Mothers of Invention, he helped shape a sound that was both experimental and timeless. His voice and wit made millions smile. while his musical curiosity inspired generations of artists. At 78, Volman leaves behind a soundtrack of creativity that still feels as fresh as ever. Born in America, knighted in Britain, Sir Robert Worcester built bridges between numbers and nations. As the founder of Maury, he revolutionized public opinion research, giving voice to people and data alike. His insights informed politics, policy, and international understanding for decades. Whether in Washington or Westminster, Worcester stood for truth, the pursuit of knowledge through evidence and empathy. His dual legacy, American by birth and British by honor, endures as a model of intellect and integrity. Elizabeth Godwin served her country with courage and compassion. A British soldier remembered for her strength and kindness, she represented the best of a new generation, dedicated, disciplined, and deeply human. Her tragic passing in a traffic collision at just 28 is a loss felt across her regiment and her nation. Yet her bravery, service, and spirit will continue to inspire those who follow. Today, we remember George Bala, Maxine Clair, Merwin Coad, Susan Firer, Davy Johnson, Patricia Leap, Bruce Luce, Neville Lemon Jr., Judy Manning, G.A. Moore, Irvin Rock, Dan Runt, Walter Scott Smith Jr., Mark Volman, Elizabeth Godwin, and Sir Robert Worcester. Their lives touched every corner of human endeavor, from the classroom to the courtroom, from poetry to physics, from sports fields to the halls of Congress. Each, in their own way, gave the world something lasting. As we remember them, we celebrate their courage, their creativity, and their compassion. And we are reminded that legacies, like the people who create them, come in many forms, sometimes loud and celebrated, sometimes quiet and deeply personal. All are precious, all endure,